Hi, this is Vishal Ali, and today I'm gonna demonstrate my report on assessment 3 research. So, on the topic, I have chosen the emerging applications of AI and machine learning empowered IoT Internet of Things solution for the healthcare and health informatics. So, in this executive summary, the abstract uh, illustrate the overall report like is a summarization. So in this report, there are so many things, solutions, Internet of Things, Internet of Medical Things that has been introduced, and I have identified the two intelligent system cases. One is AI-powered remote patients monitoring and AI-powered smart hospitals Internet of Things system. So, as per the requirement, we have to identify two examples of intelligent system. So first we have the table of contents, that's abstract introduction, key challenges, uh, the case studies, their hardware and software architecture, their benefits and limitations. And I compared the two cases of the intelligence system, and later on I researched on the ethical issues, on the future trends, and at last the conclusion. So we're gonna start with the introduction. So healthcare industry has been progressively using AI and machine learning powered devices such as monitors, pulse oximeters, blood pressure. So collect information and transmit data for better technical decision making. Internet of Things are getting good responses and becoming popular in healthcare system. So overall, this report explains and analyzes AI and machine learning powered IT solution in healthcare, focusing on AI powered remote patients monitoring and AI powered smart hospital Internet of Things systems. So there are some key challenges while implementing the Internet of Things solution in the healthcare. So first comes with the hardware challenges. The sensor accuracy and reliability is the first one. And from the research, I have identified the quality of sensor data reduces the reliability of AI-powered IA Internet of Things devices. The second one is limited computational resources and battery life. So some of the smartwatches, like wearable devices and sensors, have are small in sizes and they have a low battery life. So that's the another setback. The hardware heterogeneity, another huge headache in internet medical things with hardware heterogeneity, because healthcare environments are kind of different devices. So they are built from the different manufacturers, and to keep them as a system and to communicate with each other, like as a database, to connect with them with all the database. So this is one of the setbacks as well. Then the challenges is communication and network challenges. Connectivity is one of the main uh, connectivity is the main problem sometimes, because there are so many data streaming at the same time, tracking records and all the things. So connectivity is important. So from the journal articles, I state that there is a healthcare in healthcare or delay is not just an inconvenience. If wearable devices take too long to send outputs, there might be consequences that will be serious. So the another one is interoperability for IoT and edge devices to function and operate properly. Sensor apps, electronic health records, and hospital database must be connected to share responsibly. So another is data and software challenges. So in data and software challenges, data quality matters, because AI and machine learning models are good only as the data you feed them. So as I found on my research, over 5,000 studies called data quality the single most critical factor for reliable medical AI. So then the one is model generalization and accuracy. When a machine learning model is trained on a narrow set of patients, like a small population of patient data, hospital procedures, it may perform differently or even fail when you need to store a new system. So explainability and reliability, AI and AMS application often use complex language for decision making, so it can be more difficult for the healthcare workers like doctors to interpret the data sometimes. So another challenges in AI and machine learning's Internet of Things solution is edge and cloud computing challenges. So in the healthcare system, the massive amount of data is generated every day, the record of the patients and all the other stuffs in the hospital. So database usage, cloud computing. So there'll be a cost, uh, introduction, and bandwidth and other things can be costly. So that's another setback, cybersecurity and system security. So data protection is one of the major key challenges in this AI and machine learning Internet of Medical Things system, because yeah, when our wearable devices, Internet of Things devices are collecting data in every step or every time in a daily basis, they are likely to be exposed to the cyber attacks. Uh, and Other thing is the privacy sometimes it's uh, uh, like wearable devices sometimes may lose the privacy, like if the location is on, they will not gonna have the privacy. So for the case study, I have decided to research on the remote patient monitoring, or in this article is that the AMR power remote monitoring system is becoming very crucial in healthcare sector nowadays. The growing number of patients are increasing day by day. So due to the massive number of cases, Australia has introduced telehealth and powered remote patient monitoring. So for the small general inquiries, people don't have to travel to the GPs or hospitals. They can just inquiry via phone and video calls. So hardware struct architecture in this case study is demonstrated in this diagram. Uh, so for the patient's data goes, every related possible data goes uh, to the medical equipment, IoT devices, then to the gateway, then to the hospital network, edge computing, cloud platform, and then to the machine learning layers, like for the data processing, analytics, risk detection, and that goes to the hospital dashboard and even to the clinical staff, so they can provide the information to the patients. For the software architecture, the sensor data comes first at the software level, then sent to the Internet of Things. The data is retrieved from sensor by the IoT platform that keeps it prepared for the next steps. So machine learning algorithms can then identify and categorize abnormalities, utilizing the sensor clean data to make prediction. So, for example, AI model can be used to match ECG or heart rate series data. The healthcare workers can examine images by seeing the findings of AI models on the dashboard or warning system. So there are numerous benefits of mm, using of the remote patients monitoring, because it reduces the load in the hospital in daily basis. For the general inquiries, disabled people or the pensioners don't have to travel to the GP every day for a simple consultation. They just live out, they can do it virtually from home. That's the one major benefit, and including that there are some limitations as well. AI is growing, its limitations may arise according to the time the system relies on sensors, so battery life, data quality. Sometimes there might be inaccurate data that can be provided, like because AI and machine learning sometimes provide inaccurate data, so it could be hard for doctors to interpret, and the records could be mismatched. So sometimes the reliability is question marked on AI. Case study two is AI powered smart hospitals, so which we have seen in the real world nowadays. The hospitals are using a lot of technologies, such as the such as the monitors, like the RFID tags, the blood pressures, pulse oximeters. So for this one, I have created a diagram as well. So for the hardware architecture. So the patient's data goes to the every patient monitoring devices, then to the gateway. Then the difference is from the case study one is that it's a hospital network goes goes to the hospital network and then to the computing infrastructure like a server hospital database servers because to function them properly they have to interconnect and talk with each other like every part of the functionalities inside the hospital should have to interconnect with each other to provide the accurate information. So AI could use that information to generate and analyze uh, the patient's data and provide accurate uh, care uh, to the patients. Software architecture explains the layer of software combining information from many IoT devices with medical systems. So before AI machine learning examine the data processing can eliminate inaccurate information and reduce the redundancy. So technical benefits is that this smart hospital turns medical records into clear snapshot of patients' state as it times passes. Doctor don't have to pause, look at the charts manually that I have said earlier. So creating a system that also is extremely difficult because there might be challenges like cybersecurity that's most important things to look after data protection, data breaches. So when I was researching, I found out in the Australian context, like the Optus data has been breaches, the Medibank, and many people have losses their personal information. So inside the hospital database, there are so many personal information of the patients, including the payment details, card details, and the bank details. So to keep up from the breaches, data breaches, cybersecurity has and security should be on the top priority. So the comparison of two cases is like their main purpose is like remote patient monitoring is just monitoring virtually individual, but smart hospital is like looking after all the hospital and the buildings. So there are some of the illustration of the comparison. So there are some ethical issues like by combining smart sensors with predictive analysis, healthcare workers can deliver faster and more precise proactive care and reduce the workload. But while the user of the wearable devices, technical concern may arise as an example of data breach can happen, shared location of patient is within the privacy issue. So one of the main ethical issues that comes is when we are using the internet medical things like a sensor or wearable devices there might be a privacy issues on that, and the data could be breached simply because the small device is small in size, and there is not so much of the security. So AI application related to the healthcare have massive sensitive devices connected on a network, and they contain sensitive information that may attract cybersecurity. That may be the another ethical issues. So AI bias and fairness. So AI systematically works on the training data that how the prompt is used, how the training data that has been provided. Anything changes like a new system, the patient's data. Uh, the model if the model is changed, if something update comes, then there will be a inaccurate predictions and all the stuffs could go wrong. So transparency and accountability. Sometimes the machine learning so much uses the very deep and complex language. So whenever someone wants to use the data, they have to go to the data analysis first to figure out what is going on. Otherwise, it will be more difficult to just comprehend the data from the machine learning models. So patient safety and consent. So consent is one of the major ethical issues in that because they have been tracking the data had been tracking by the others, so they knew all the information that the patients usually could do this. So they have to ask for the patient's consent and safety. They have to be more precise on the patient's safety. So future trends on the intelligence system is that this artificial and machine learning are expected to grow in the upcoming years. It's in this articles I have found that the robotics has been used as assistant in surgery in the USA for the small operations. So, and I have seen an article that illustrated that using AI assistants, uh, the robotics has completed 20,000 surgeries. So several emerging technology are likely to influence the development. So Edge AI is another one that will assist healthcare in faster processing with patient data and reducing cloud storage expenses, because if the Edge AI could assist healthcare industry, they don't have to pay larger amount of clouds storage. So 5G, because connectivity is one of the most essential factor, because in the remote monitoring is all about the connectivity, because data is streaming daily basis. So federated learning healthcare organization can train machine learning model without the raw data person to do the experiments, which reduce privacy risks. So sometimes the privacy risks can be reduced by the federal learning. That should be the upcoming future trends. Advanced wearables and implement sensor for more personalized care. Like nowadays, we just seen a little bit of Apple watches that can track the heart rates. And I have seen one of the videos from the internet that the man has been saved by Apple was when he had a fall or a sudden heart stroke. So advanced in the wearables, it's massively gonna be popular. So digital twins and multimodal AI future system can combine IoT sensors data with the electronic health records and other clinical information to improve prediction of potential risks and support on need. So overall, AI and machine learning, Internet of Medical Thing devices are developing healthcare system at different levels. They are using intelligent system such as wearable sensors, communication network, and software to implement the care in smart and advanced way. This analysis of key challenges addressed in this report. There is a clear explanation of cybersecurity, connectivity system failure in AI-powered applications to case studies have been completed with the research about the hardware and software implications. So, additionally, ethical decision and AI fairness, privacy discussion is on this trend, on future trends is discussing this report. So, further references. So, these are all my research references listed in it. So, thank you. That's my demonstration of AI and machine learning's empowered IoT solutions for the healthcare. Thank you.